Tuesday. Is it Tuesday? Tuesday, March 4th? Yes. I believe that's what it is. Alright. Some water. Hopefully. Boy. Sugar. And some water. Here, baby. Come on. That tree? So good. Good boy. Sit. Sit. Good. Sit. Sit. Put your booty down. Good. You barely got it down there, boy. Come on. Come on. Wish I could just sit. Chicken. My only sunshine, make me happy. Doing everything that's better. Feeling sunshine. Here are the night things I've dreamt of. When I walked in, I was staying, and I found my head and fell to my sunshine. Munro, my friend. He's from Munro. I have a book for you today. I'm gonna get it right now. Excuse me. Running nooks. Today's book is called The Story of Fredinad. It's another one of my favorite books when I was little. By Munro. That's a good name. I like that name. I was thinking of reading that Jungle Book. I don't know if you guys would like that kind of book. It has nice pictures. And it's kind of long. So I'm thinking about reading that. I think you might like the story, but I don't know. So, I don't know. So that's what I'm thinking about, guys. Maybe my friends at home will have something to say. Maybe they'd like to hear the Jungle Book. Maybe they think it'd be a good idea, or maybe they have a suggestion for a better book they'd like me to read here in the forest. I'm going to put it out there to my friends at home. If you guys have any ideas for books, I'd love to hear them. Guys, beautifully, perfectly quiet. Listen. Except for the airplane. everybody has a very bad habit. I'm trying to quit smoking, although I've been trying to quit all my life. So I went to vaping, and I was down to like one cigarette. And then California decided I cannot have any flavored vaping here. So I'm kind of struggling with that. And I'm trying not to go back to cigarettes, but I kind of have, kind of haven't. Excuse me, if you do see the smoke, that's why I'm saying all this. I apologize for this nonsense. Let's get on to the book. Here we go. Story of Fredinad by Munro Leaf. Copyright 1938 and then renewed in 1964. That's the old story. Once upon a time in Spain, there was a little bull, and his name was Fredinad. All the other little bulls he lived with would run and jump, butt their heads together. But not Ferdinand. He liked to just sit quietly and smell the flowers. He had a favorite spot out in the pasture under a cork tree. It was his favorite tree, and he would sit in its shade all day and smell the flowers. Sometimes his mother, who was a cow, would worry about him. She was afraid he would be lonesome and all by himself. Why don't you run and play with the other little bulls and skip and bump your head, she would say, but Ferdinand would shake his head. I like it better here, where I can sit and just quietly smell the flowers. His mother saw that he was not lonesome, and because she was an understanding mother, even though she was a cow, she let him just sit there and be happy. As the years went by, Ferdinand grew and grew until very big and strong. All the other bulls who had grown up with him in the same pasture would fight each other all day. They would butt each other and stick each other with their horns. What they wanted most of all was to be picked to fight at the bullfights in Madrid. Not Ferdinand. He still liked to just sit quietly under the cork tree and smell the flowers. One day, 5 men came in very funny hats to pick the biggest, fastest, roughest bull to fight in bullfights in Madrid. But all the other bulls ran around snorting and butting, leaping and jumping, so the men would think they were very, very strong and fierce and pick them. Ferdinand knew they wouldn't pick him, but he didn't care, so he went to his favorite cork tree to sit down. He didn't look where he was sitting, and instead of sitting on the nice cool grass in the shade, he sat on a bumblebee. Well, if you were a bumblebee and a bull sat on you, what would you do? You would sting him, and that's just what this bee did to Ferdinand. Wow, it hurt. Ferdinand jumped up with a snort. He ran around puffing and snorting and butting and pawing the ground as if he were crazy. The 5 men saw him, and they all shouted with joy. Here was the largest and fiercest bull of all, just the one the bull fights for Madrid. So they took him away for the bullfight in the cart. What a day it was. Flags were flying, and bands were playing. And all the lovely ladies had flowers in their hair. They had a parade into the bull ring. First came the bandoleros, the long sharp pins with ribbons on them to stick the bull and make him mad. Next came the picaderos, who rode skinny horses, and they had long spears to stick the bull and make him madder. Then came the matador, the proudest of all. He thought he was very handsome and bowed to the ladies. He had a red cape and a sword, was supposed to stick the bull last of all. Then came the bull, and you know who that was, don't you? Ferdinand. They called him Ferdinand the Fierce, and the bandoleros were afraid of him, the picaderos were afraid of him, and the matador was scared stiff. Ferdinand ran to the middle of the ring, and everyone shouted and clapped because they thought he was going to fight fiercely and butt and snort and stick his horns around. But not Ferdinand. When he got to the middle of the ring, he saw the flowers in all the lovely ladies' hair, and he just sat down and quietly smelled. He's a good boy. He wouldn't fight to be fierce no matter what they did. He just ran and smelled, and the bandoleros were mad, and the picaderos were madder, and the matador was so mad he cried. Oh, sorry, so sorry. Or madder, and the matador was so mad he cried because he couldn't show off his cape and the sword. So they had to take Ferdinand home. Driver, hey. And for all I know, he was sitting there still under his favorite cork tree, smelling the flowers just quietly. He is very happy. The end. And that's the story of Ferdinand. If you liked it. Thanks for listening with me. Thanks, friends at home. It's a beautiful day. Love to you all.